Hello, everybody. We're here at 501 Games. This is your boy, Tim. We're here with, well, you want to say your name?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, guys? My name is Gunner, but I go by Gunner RTCG on YouTube, and happy to be here, Tim. Thanks for having me on the channel.
So we're coming at you with the second place deck profile of Invoke Shaddolls.
Okay.
All right, you can go ahead and take it off.
Alrighty, so I'll put this to the side and go ahead and display my main deck choices. So obviously I played the Invoke Shaddolls. I think it's really good this format with Dragon Link going around because it can actually with the right hands, correct hands, break the board, and go on Thursday have really a hard time being able to extend. Starting out, I play 1 Terraforming and 3 of the Magical Meltdown. Terraforming. So the reason I play the Terraforming is because Terraforming not only can bait Ash, but it can also gain another fill spell, which I'll show you all the spots in a moment, but it's also good for siding. I believe it's kind of hard to have a good side build if you don't know the cards to take out. So obviously that's correct. This card should absolutely be banned because it keeps your fusions going and it keeps your construct plays to where they can't be negated. Obviously, I play 3 Dash. 2 is the Invocation. Now, I've seen a lot of people cutting Invocation, playing 3 cut Invocation, but I think that's correct because you're always going to be putting bad garnets in your hand, and you don't want to see garnets in your hand. You want to see engine pieces, in my opinion. Now for the spice. 1 Trickstar Light Stage, 1 Lilybell, 1 Candina, 1 Corbane. Any of the, pretty much, if this is added to the hand, it's automatically special summon unless it's by draw. This can search it, and this can be special summon if you control no other monsters. Or all your monsters you control are Trickstar. So this is actually makes this or this pretty much is a 1 card you gain if they don't take care of it. For the Shaddolls package, I play 2 Windy, 2 Squamata. Windy's good because on your opponent's turn, you can interact with it and then put a body on board. So if you're afraid of getting killed, you can this can actually put a body on board to keep you getting extended. This just gets fuel into the grave, and also it does have the flip effect where it can pop, but that don't always come up. I play 1 Hedgehog. Hedgehog is pretty good because you can sit if you need that extra body to make like the construct, or if you need the fusion in your hand, this pretty much does it. I never resolved this today, but it does have situations that comes up.
Try placing them more right here when you're doing it.
Okay, that's fine. 1 Dragon. Dragon just basically your back row removal. It can't come up to the extent. So if you're afraid that you can't out something or you want to try to bait this, it does have a return effect. And then I play 2 of the Ariel. Ariel is basically just a 3-on-1 DD Crow. It can take care of decks that extend in the grave. It also can recur and make your combo play live. And then the last Shaddolls play is obviously the Beast. Beast is just kind of help you, get cards into your hand to draw. It's also a pretty big beast stick because a lot of people forget it sits at 2200 attack, so it can beat over a lot of stuff. The only hand trap I played in the deck today was Valor.
How well did that work?
That's literally the only thing.
I would probably cut the Valor, but I'll show you why I played the Valor in a moment. It does do good in Rogue in some instances, but in some instances, if you don't time it correctly or they can play through it goes aside. I found myself siding a lot of times today.
Yeah.
And then the bricks, obviously, because I played the Dragoon package. So I tested out today with something new in the spell. Because that'd be all the monster lineup, but I tested something new with the spell lineup, and I played the Pot of Prosperity. Now I didn't see it, but when I seen it, I actually went lethal on a game and ended it pretty quick. So for those y'all don't know, Pot of Prosperity, you can banish up to 3 to 6 from your extra deck, and then you can mill out 3. Then you can put 1 in your hand, put him to rest. This actually helps the consistency I believe that this deck has had issues with. There's a lot of times that you need that extra body, and this actually helps you resolve or get that extra body. This actually, when I was able to resolve it, come in clutch.
Yeah, that's why I just kind of quit dating in
2 Super Poly.
She's Tinder now.
Super Poly is really good because it can out what board you need to. Also, in the battle phase, it can help you extend for damage. And then I played 3 Shaddolls Fusion, and we didn't play this last format at 3 because of the True King of All Calamities lock. True King of All Calamities, this does nothing for it, so we had to cut this down. This is being back because if you have like that rogue or maybe like other meta, this is really powerful against it because if they don't deal with it, then you're automatically getting construct on the board, and construct is really getting you into your plays to put bodies up on the board. 2 El Shaddai fusion, and obviously the 1 Red Eyes fusion that will wrap up the fusion count. This was alright today, but I think I would probably just play this at 1 versus 2, honestly, and put something else in. Because Shaddai fusion is really good this format. And for the spice, I played 2 of the Paleozoic Dimyscus, because with Shaddolls, if you pitch them from the discard effect, they actually gain their effect. So you could set this, and if you have like Windy in hand off the beast, and then you could put a body up on board. I actually had a line of play against a Dragonlink player today where I was able to on this card make this and make it with the El Shaddai fusion. So I was able to window lock them, and then on a Sacred Beast player, I played this and pitched a card, put the Windy up on board, and I was able to go full combo to make the Access Code Talker to kill him. And also, if they decide to play like the Dogmatica trap, you can chain this off and it gives you a body on board. So it's just what can protect you, and this is good to loop, or it's good to just to go in for kill, because it has 2 effects. You can either special summon what you need. So if you need to put the Apocolone back out, which I'll show you in a second, you can bring this to negate a card, or you can banish this off, put more bodies on the board, then go Selene and go Access Code to kill them. And then I played the last is the Schism. Do not play this more than 1. I know that Cosmic Cyclone is something to fear, but this does nothing for you unless you can set it up. It's a very powerful card, but it does nothing for you going first. And that's the main deck. It's 40 cards even.
40.
Do you have any questions about the main deck?
No. Go ahead.
Alrighty, for the extra deck, I play 2 Construct. Construct is really good because it's pretty much your Foolish Burial, and under Meltdown, it cannot be negated. So this actually will get you into play. So if you set, for example, if you're using the Windy and you lose Windy in a lock target, you pretty much make Construct set the aerial, then do the rush, and then link off, and then you're going crazy with that. This really just can loop you into whatever you want it to loop you into. Apocolone, I would love to play more than 1 of this, but this deck is really tight. This is pretty much your infinite permanence on legs. Also, it can get you into your Schism when it's linked off, or if it's sent to the grave. So, in the little line here that people don't know, it cannot be destroyed by battle. It's really hard to deal with. So if in the play you just got to make it in defense and just go on, then they can't out it. So if I could play more than 1 of this, I would. This also can help bypass this, which is the gravity controller. And the reason you play the gravity controller is because this is how you can get Construct can get you any resource you want. If you need a fusion, if you need just a fusion or a trap, and then you can make this. But this can't be linked, so you can target this to make this to keep link climbing. 1 window, and that's the last of the Shaddai lineup. I would, like I said, I play more to. I obviously play more to Apocolone if I could. For the Invoke package, I played 1 Mechaba, easy expenditure, negate. Aguides or whatever this name is. It pops a special summon monster, but then you can banish some of your fusions out to make it a beefy body. So if you have a hard time outing something, this outs it. And then for the spice that I played today, I played the 1 Raijin. And the reason that behind that is because I fear, just like the last deck profile that y'all probably seen on my channel, Bird Up is a thing. Dinosaur is now making the Wind Barrier lock, and it's a thing. So you're always going to be you got to out that with the Kaiju, or with Drone Lock Bird being really good. This is makeable. So if the Drone Lock Bird is dead, you make this, and it's a Book of Moon on legs. Never resolved in any. It was really good bait for Prosperity. 1 card Mechaba. So my theory behind this is the reason that I play the Veilers is because if I'm going late game, I can make this, bring out the effect Veiler, and then I can go right to Selene to do to make the access code. That was my theory behind this, but a lot of times I did see when I did resolve the Prosperity, I just threw it off because at that point I never had to fear that. Cards should be banned. It sends any fusion for 2,000. So if I can send Red Eyes fusion, or I can send Shaddai fusion off this, this card right now is really going to be really good this format. And a lot of people forget that it can actually target the monster and make it a dark. So if you don't have Red Eyes and you want to do like a budget version, you can make this and make Derp Monster Light and substitute the Dragoon for the Predaplant fusion. I meant to start a fusion dragon, and then that breaks their board. And then obviously Selene, an access code talker. And the last little spice that I played the unicorn.
No. Is it for the main deck?
that's going to be it for the extra deck. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I felt personally, I felt that the extra deck was made for something else. I think a lot of people just don't know when to format this format. It made it a little bit more trickier. So you just kind of played around for that. And for the extra deck, for the side deck, I played 2 of the Wind Kaiju just to out the barrier statue if it would come up, and then you can make the Raijin with that. 2 Cosmic. 1 Feather Duster, obviously, because they shouldn't have never brought this card back. Why they brought this card back, I don't understand, but it's just really good for blowing the back row. And I played 1 Evenly Match. Never resolved it, never seen it. I never had a situation where I could make it, but I wanted to have at least 4 back row outs. And then I play 3 Drone Lockbird, which was an MVP today, because you Drone Lockbird on a Dragon Link player, they have a hard time extending. Another thing I played today I didn't see, but I don't see myself cutting it, is the Dark Ruler No More. This can actually, if you're going second against a Dragon Link board and you fear the board, you can make this, and then it makes it to where, their Savage is off, their Appaloosa is off, so you can beat over to Appaloosa, because Appaloosa loses attack, and Savage, you don't have to worry about the negates. And then the last card, never seen it because I was expecting dinosaur players today, was Lancia. We did have 1 Ellic player, but Super Poly actually takes care of Ellic in my opinion, because they leave the Ellic on, so you just set, if you're worried about the Conquistador pop, you just set your Shaddolls and then use the Super Poly pitching whatever you have in your hand, and you make the construct and go off from there. And that's it for the extra.
So is there anything you would mainly change about it if you needed to?
Like I said, I would probably cut the second Shaddol fusion. I don't think it's going to be good this format. I think it's just going to be testing a lot to see what the locals are going to pan out to be, maybe change a little bit of extra deck. But outside of that, I was pretty happy with the way the deck performed. I felt like it overperformed.
Okay, good. Well, here you have it. Another deck profile for you. I know I haven't put much content on the board in a while, so I'm going to start trying to put more out. We'll start with this. Maybe I get some matches in. So until next time, remember to like and subscribe.